Hello, hello. Welcome back in. We are getting ready for our game 3, which is expected with Cincinnati Fear, just like we have our best of 3 sidekick here brought to you by Subway. So we have a fun little thing here where we get to choose, different champs that we kind of would like to see. I know I have mine off the top of my head. At least mine's for TLC. I don't know about yours, Cubby, so I'll let you start with this one.
You know what?
What would be your Subway sidekick here?
My pick's dumb, and I'm doing this just for you, man, Magical. Make sure it's
even better, even better.
All right. Now, this champion, I can't remember the last time we've seen it. It used to be a condition that you could play it into Jace, which I think is still a matchup that is playable.
Okay.
And fun fact, this champion not only saw a ton of changes in the last patch, but also comes with the sidekick. And that champ would be Yorick itself. I want to see some Yorick being played at some point. This champ went through so many changes. I mean, it'd be top lane, so
who? Which side, man? Phillip or Jenkins?
I don't care. I just want to see some Yorick being played. This champ saw so many changes. I think some of the items are decent on Yorick right now. I think this champ is forgotten about, and it's really tough to pilot. It's very unique in League. The Maiden is strong. If you get Yorick to level 16, you can schmelt some turrets. So I want to see Yorick being picked up and see those turrets just evaporate. I say schmelt because what the Maiden animation does, it just zaps turrets,
Yes.
It's so it's like you melt them.
This works though, because you want to know what my sidekick is.
What is it?
Rhymes with Yorick.
Oh God.
It's Warwick.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I mean it's Jenkins. Warwick top lane is something that if you haven't seen before, honestly, just go look back to last year because there was the crazy play where he went for the solo invade. Just went to red buff by himself. And fought 1v2 and got the kill and the red buff and then got back to top lane and absolutely dumpstered that game.
Yep, I remember that game. It's kind of hard to forget when you see Yorick do that, or Warwick do that. See, you're already tripping me up, man. I can't hang with Man Magical. He caught me.
I caught you there. And now, let's kind of brainstorm a third one that we can pick here because it is a best of 3. Let's choose 3. Let's choose this one together, Cubby. Let's work together, Here, wait, no, this way. Sorry.
I want to see some Roamer Jace. I think Roamer's Jace has been quite good.
Go back. Yeah. No. To the two screen. Yeah, there we go. We're holding hands. See, there we go.
Off screen, of course. We
can't
show a hand holding between casters on stream.
No. Okay, but Jace I actually like because mine was Maokai. So mine was Maokai.
Maokai? Okay.
Which would work. We haven't seen Maokai this entire series.
See it.
And I think with Jace, it works really well. This is something that we saw pretty much all last year, where it was just a really good combination where you could lock them down, guarantee the poke that comes in from Jace, and really just burn through people really quickly. So I actually really like that. The hand holding worked. It worked there.
It would be the combo, the Jace Maokai. You get to put it on out there. It would be good.
Let's see. Not. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Wow, well played. Look at this. We're having fun. Thanks for being my true sidekick, man, Magical, as we walk through the Subway Best of 3 sidekick.
Well, thank you so much as well, Cubby, because it's been fun being back here on the LCS Challengers broadcast. And, we got our best of 3 here. We got our game 3 here, which I'm really excited to see. And, of course, it's Cincinnati Fear. So we get into our next game, our third one here between these two. Only one team will be able to take the series, though. So I'm really curious, with Fearless Draft, with all the changes, you can see all the different bans, essentially, that they have that they can't play on each side.
Yeah, and Game 3, this is where Fear is experienced, right? This is where we summon the Grim Reaper, and we end things in Game 3. That's really been the power of Fear is, besides the FlyQuest Challenger Series, they've gone to Game 3 every series they've played, and they've won every Game 3, except for that one. So, see if that can continue for Fear. What is continuing is some of the bans that we have seen be quite consistent. From each of our sides here. No Seraphine and Karma coming out from TLC. And then Fear taking away the Rumble and the TF that has been consistent, as well as the Ivern. Now I'm curious what they end up first picking. I feel like you got to ban Ashe here, as TLC got their hands on Ashe. Ashe is very oppressive. No Kalista, no Varus. Do we see a first pick Maokai or something of that nature?
Yeah, it just seems like that is what's really left here for either side. That both of them play very well. So just grabbing that immediately, denying a strong pick. Then the Jace seems a little less likely. It's not impossible to see for Roamer, but just less likely.
I would like the Senna here. I feel like Senna is a really strong core. And Senna Nautilus, okay. This is something that's been very big in Korea. We're seeing a lot of Lucian Milio into Senna Nautilus lanes. I wonder if we actually see the Lucian Milio here. The Senna Naut is very good at neutralizing or stymieing this lane. It's really tough to get through the farming Nautilus later on. And And we are seeing this lane start off with double Doran's items and then first base that support item that I have seen go on both the Senna and the Nautilus, to be fair. So interested to see what kind of response we get out of Fear. Curiously enough, I was not expecting to see Jhin.
Neither was I. Not with the farming Nautilus.
Yeah, because, I mean, Jhin is something you can outrange and pick Senna, but you need more damage around the Jhin than just the Jhin itself. And Maokai doesn't exactly bring that, as we're seeing the tank Maokai builds. So, interested to see how this one wraps up.
So this is where, we were talking about the Maokai Jace that you could possibly play, but it'd be really early to lock in that Jace. So, instead, they decided to grab that Cassante. And interesting to see that it's picked so early, but then again, TLC could just ban it in the second rotation, so they can't play it. And now Udyr does rise up in a lot of priority here, and Jenkins like to play that.
I think Udyr's damn good here. You can play into Cassante Maokai, okay. You get push in a lane. The Senna can support you from over the top. I think top lane's the pick. If they don't want to go Udyr here, they could go for Gnar. So a little bit more of a earlier... There's an early spike from Gnar, like by one item. You're not spiking where it's like you have no items, which is where Udyr is just so strong because he gets from a push in the lane. But Jenkins Gnar coming out, good Gnar player. Yeah. And now I think AP damage very much necessary here for the side of TLC. And I'm wondering what TL decides to ban, or if they decide to deny something like the Jace. Because they could theoretically take Jace on like 4.
Interesting.
And then play for something like Lilia, which is actually already set up to be decent in a game like this.
Interesting, though. Instead, TLC banning the Rengar. Maybe expecting, because we did see the support Maokai earlier, and that was paired up with Jhin. So maybe expecting that could be an adaptation and taken by Cincinnati Fear. And with how the drafts have been today, anything's really possible, especially with Fearless. You can move things around pretty much to fit how you need to on the fly. And as we see, it is going to be an Azir banned away by Cincinnati Fear, and I'm still surprised that we're not seeing like mid lanes more focused. Orianna, well, I guess both. No, yeah, both sides can't play it. Never mind. What am I talking about?
Yeah, Tristana off the board though. That is one of the bans. I was talking about Jace. Jace is can be answered by Tristana.
Yes.
And of course the Maokai plus Tristana combo quite good on the side of Fear too. So what
do you ban though? Jace or Udyr? You have to choose one.
Here. You don't ban Udyr. The Udyr is not going to be played by TLC this game.
Oh, what am I? Oh, I mean, it could still be played by Keel, actually.
Could be
Keel
crazy,
has played that jungle. Yeah, he has played that jungle. That is possible, but the Vi, you're right. What am I saying? The Gnar.
I mean, Vi kind of protects a Maokai jungle. And Keel, okay, he's going to slam Lee Sin. We'll say Lee Sin, you can go very aggressive. You have Senna Nautilus to support. That's a lot of setup, and damage is nice to combo with that. So something, again, we've seen Umti and TL playing in LCS, and it's good to see the Challenger team playing it as well. I think Senna Naught's really strong, and I'm surprised that more teams haven't really adopted it. It's really good at just getting through the lane phase. You scale really nicely. You're able to protect Senna throughout the entire game, and Senna can just get to astronomical proportions of range and scaling. So I like the setup so far for TLC, and oh boy, it's a Hui.
Oh boy.
Wow.
This might be a mid lane Lee Sin, by the way. This might be a mid lane Lee Sin. Because if I recall, the Lee Sin I think that was played mid lane was in Hui as well. So because it's essentially like playing an assassin in mid lane. You just go aggressive early on into the lane phase, try to really punish him, and then that opens up what Keel can play here, and he can play more of that AP focus for the team, and kind of really just change the script here against Fear, as Fear get Chad onto something he is very confident on in Graves.
It's the Chad Graves. We are in North America Challengers League, which means that all of our junglers are pretty good Graves players. Chad for sure being one of them. So the Chad Graves, definitely some comfort coming in for Cincy Fear. And this is something where you are able to brawl, but again, I'm worried your ability to interact with Senna Nautilus as the game goes on with Graves. If you aren't able to drain tank, you can get kind of outscaled, and then it is in Akali for Roamer.
Yeah.
Mid jungle going to be it has been important throughout this series. It's going to be very important this game, because if you are able to pressure the Hui and set it behind, Hui is really, it has some utility, but it is there for the big boom boom damage. So side lanes looking very appealing this game for TLC. That Akali plus Lee Sin can really attack a side, and also Senna Nautilus is a very stable core that you can just put mid and really stymie a lot of things. So I think TLC have a decently well put together composition. I want to see if they're able to successfully attack Hui and get ahead early. Because if they get ahead early, we can see them really snowball this game out cleanly.
Because that's the important thing. When you play against Sway, you have to attack it early. You have to make sure you're putting it behind right out of the gates. Because we saw earlier today what happens when you kind of fumble the ball a little bit against Sway. He does a lot of damage once he gets 1-2 items completed. So here for Roamer and Keel, I do want to see them attack Toasty. But that also means I want to see, can Chad really make sure to deny a lot of that from TLC and make sure that Toasty is going to be secure on this champion.
Well, game 3. Here we go. So,
all right, get the fireworks going, the air horns.
No, we need to get the Grim Reaper here. We need to go down to Hades, like it's the Percy Jackson, series. We need to go down there.
Coins then?
Yeah, we got to give them some coins.
Across the river Styx.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see if TLC has any coins or not, because that could stop them right in their tracks. Again, Fear, they are 3-1 in game 3s, and their record is 3-1. So the Grim Reaper, if they show up. Sure, it'll be a fun meme video that they've prepped on socials as well. It'll be hella stupid, but, people will probably like, and I'll for sure retweet, because I like that kind of content.
You're talking about Fear, right?
Yeah, of course. If TLC wins, then we'll get a nice little wallpaper and screenshot, and hopefully a nice tweet from them, too.
Matt?
Yeah?
Not you. Matt, socials, Matt from Cincinnati Fear?
Yeah.
You better put me in the tweet, I swear to you. I swear to you. I'm calling you out right now.
Matt Magical, he has appeared. He has been our super sub. And we gave Matt Magical the game 3. He might be the true Grim Reaper in all this, actually.
I am.
You're in black and white.
That's what nobody expected. Nobody expected that. I actually was what caused Deserex not to be here. Little did you know.
That's just mean. That was food poisoning. That's just mean. That said, Chad.
So it's just a joke. Eric, I hope you're feeling better. I'm sorry, buddy.
No. I will say that Chad, he is dictating the map. As you can, he is on the graves. And you get to pretty much pick what you want to do early on. Your level 1 is so damn strong, so he's going to be a little bit ahead of you.
Cubby, stop talking.
What?
We didn't think about that. There's an even bigger reason why Graves is picked here.
Why?
Graves, Grim Reaper.
I mean, I will say that
so silly.
On the show match yesterday, I believe Flowers was calling him like Tombstone, the gunman or something, like the shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... I feel like
that's silly. We should have known better.
That all
Fear
feeds
just
into it.
outplayed us. They 40 chessed us.
Oh my God, TLC, they don't have a chance in this one. Even if they have been winning like 80% of this series on the Rift with their gameplay, which has been quite good today. I know the TLC, the record's 1-4. They've been struggling. I thought their last series against Supernova was quality, and it's good to see that continue here. As I think TLC have been putting together some nice team wins. We just ignore the last 5 minutes of game 1, and it would be a 2-0 for TLC. Again, not the case, but at the moment,
that's the thing. You gotta still end the game. You gotta kill the Nexus. Just because you're winning 99.9999999% of the game does not mean you're gonna get the win. Saw that in game 1. That's why we are here in game 3. As Roamer took a lot of poke there from Toasty in this mid lane.
That's right. He's gonna abuse the second wind and Dawn Shield. It's all A-okay. As with Fleet and all that sustained, it doesn't really matter. I do want to highlight Spawn and Kim Down. You can kind of split the farm a little bit with the Sun Up, but it's been Kim Down majority farming, which means that when this bot lane does base, Spawn will be picking up the support item to not get the penalty. So that's what we expect.
Expect that. Skill to be on top of the Scuttle crowd really quickly. Try to make sure that this bot lane, which is already safe, is even safer. Deny any potential for Chad to kind of move around the map and start snowballing this Graves out of control, because that is kind of important here as Graves, where it's like, yeah, you're going to scale up well into the game, but you also do want to get these early kills, especially when you get to like level 5, level 6, once you get your ultimate. You need to make sure you're getting a kill, especially against a Lee Sin, so the Lee Sin isn't going to out-snowball you.
Well, at the moment, it really is the split map scenario, and Chad is going to find the crosshair and get the bad news. So Adaption did throw out Sapling, trying to find someone. Chad, yeah, he's going to sneak in here. Uh-oh, these are gone too.
Nothing.
Bit of a bummer.
There.
His Raptor camp will be the first that respawns, and you can see Keel, he's running towards his top side, knowing that Chad took those 3 camps. He'll be able to clean up some things. As yeah, Chad, he's going to wait for the Raptors, and he'll likely take this, and then we'll see if he resets. If he waits for the Krugs, then that would be a bit of an oopsie from Chad. He didn't have the info of when it was taken, he just knows that it was, so there could be some waste of time if he walks down expecting it to be taken earlier as Roamer. Nice job of getting out of that roof there.
Yeah, good job dodging away. And get a little bit of poke back on to Toasty as well, and now Chad moving up, unfortunately, realizing too the Scuttle Crab was taken here. Well, bot lane, a little bit of a skirmish there. A bit of an attempt from Daption to get some damage, noticing that Kim Down was low on mana. Not wanting to let him reset and giving Chad a little bit of ample opportunity to sneak his way towards the spot side.
I think he's chilling. I think he was looking for camps. He doesn't see anything, so he's done.
Yeah.
Nice Q from Lens as he gets the triple kill onto the bounce. That's the most damage you can get. As Chad cancels, and he's going to get the bad news of a control ward. Daption, necessary sidestep there for him is okay. They got to go.
Flashing forward. They're looking for it. And they get the Bramble Smash on Kim Down, but they're focusing on Spawn instead. Not wanting to actually focus onto the tank, instead just trying to focus both of them out of the lane while Keel will show up and he's going to be spotted.
That's
on that
really big.
Board.
It's really big for TLC because Keel, he has a base right now, so you can see he's just hitting the dragon. He sees that Chad has no items. Chad is forced to base. TLC is surviving that play. Yes, they burned some suns, but Kim Down, he's TPing right back to lane. So this dragon goes over to TLC for free, and guess what? There's no contest on the grub. So really good map play from TLC. Once they survive that play, this map is theirs. Keel's going to use this to pick up a dragon. They can still contest the grubs later on in the lane that's already winning for Jenkins.
Yeah, it's difficult lane, and that's also something, you know, I want to highlight is Jenkins playing the Gnar. While I wanted to see the Warwick, I know you wanted to see the Yorick. Jenkins is a legacy Gnar player. This is one of his most played champions. I think it is his most played champion in his entire career is Gnar. And he has a pretty absurd win rate. I can't remember off the top of my head what that is, but you can see just how good that can do into something like Cassante, where he's gaining a lot of this control over Cassante, and even mid lane too. Roamer can just go for this poke a lot of times onto Toasty, but once he notices Daption's there, that's when he has to kind of fall back. Doesn't want to use the ult, instead just kind of wants to keep Toasty away from maybe rotating up while Kim Down has shown up into the mid lane too.
That's okay though for Toasty, like they're going to help him at least reset the wave. Daption's got to be careful though.
Bramble Smash, trying to dodge away, but he doesn't have the flash. Flash coming in from Kim Down.
Nice.
Daption, you're dead to rights. There's no escaping this one. All you can do is hope that Toasty can get a little bit of damage back, but does he throw out the ult? Doesn't even go for it, instead letting first blood fall into Roamer's hands.
I like the punish from Kim Down. Simple flash auto and make sure the Keel's lined up. Kim Down walking up there. Daption already showed he was mid. Kim Down went for the respawn, and now Kim Down, he's going bot from Enz, and Enz is in deep doo-doo, man.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Nautilus. He's also something that can scale, and not even just scale, it can snowball out of control, go from lane to lane, and then when you're the one farming, you also get a lot more resistance. Oh, woo! That fourth shot crit did a lot more than I think even Kim Down realized.
Kim's still able to walk out, and he can be sustained up by the Senna. Does have support on him. I mean, I think the map right now is really good for TLC. I think things are in really good shape for them. As Chad's behind, they've gotten a kill onto Roamer. That's like the really important person mid-game. Hold on, Philip.
Fighting against Gnar here, but Gnar going mini. Chad was nearby and close enough. Had Jenkins thought that that was going to be a true 1v1 and gone in, he would have probably died, but it could have been a possible trade of 1-for-1.
Chad did leech 6 off the wave, which I do like. He's going to be clearing out his camps, but again, Chad's a little bit behind where the Lee Sin's at. Keel's going to be able to clear his camps towards the bot side, and like this Graves not being ahead, kind of being even. I think the Senna, again, is such a doomsday champion, really, for Cincy Fear to deal with. Just the range that she brings, it's going to be really tough for Cassante, Graves, and Maokai to interact into that later on. Give all the safety in the Nautilus. Again, I've seen this pick a lot in LCK, and this core is something that KT is, especially a team that's doing really well, has really been abusing in that league. So I think it's something that TLC, they've already shown it on the LCS stage, or TL has shown it on the LCS stage. Good to see TLC showing it here. I think it's a really strong core, and again, hoping that more of the teams pick it up. I think it's impossible to ignore right now where it sits in the middle.
A little bit of danger. You can see that there is going to be the movement here for Cincinnati Fear. Trying to help out Philip, and he gets kicked away, and they just jump right on top of him to pick up an easy kill.
Easy one from Keel. He dictates the play so that Philip doesn't have a chance to get the W damage reduction in. Not to mention the unstoppable. Jenkins picks up the freebie, and Keel has gotten both of his solo laners ahead.
Making sure that they're kind of snowballing out of control, and that's kind of what I was talking about with this Lee Sin, and the problem with having Graves, where it's like, it's weird. He's in a weird, Graves is a weird champion to me. Because he's something that wants to scale, but he also wants to snowball. So he wants to get ahead, but he also kind of needs some items, right? And he needs some help from his lanes to make these plays happen, but Lee Sin is not that way. Lee Sin, he can make a lot of plays on his own. He has got a lot of early damage, and when he gets one item, just even one item, he's already pretty much an assassin.
What I would say about Graves is that he likes to smork, you know? We're going to go in and we're going to find the smork comp. As that's something that I think Graves just does superbly well. And at the moment, I mean, again, Chad, he looks to be rushing towards that Yomu's, which makes sense to me. Not quite there, and not quite in you know, the game state where he is able to smart. And when you have two soul lanes that are losing or dropping, it's a lot harder to find your windows to actually go in and get stuff done. So that's something that Chad's going to be a little bit worried about as this one goes on. And yeah, we'll see if he can work with Toasty, you know, continue to at least find something. Toasty's been set a little bit behind given the matchup from Romer. And I got to say,
lanes,
yeah, Romer has been playing this matchup quite well as the Akali. I really like seeing the E-flips out of the W's to make sure that he is able to trade on the Toasty. That's been something that's been very good for him.
And that's you know, usually the problem with Hui is that he's good into things that want to scale because he scales very well. He's got a lot of damage once he's got like those 2-item spikes, but then if you're facing off into anything that can jump on top of you, you struggle. You aren't going to be in a great position because you're trying to clear out the wave, but then if you clear out the wave, you're not using the fear onto the Akali, so you have to hold on to that fear. You're not getting poked. Then Romer can do stuff like this where Toasty feels threatened, so he is feeling back down, which I like. He's playing towards the bottom half of the map, but Romer also playing smart. He knows they don't know where Dashin is.
And he's got a control ward on that side, so Romer again playing towards that. Nice moment there from both of our mid laners, but with the stymie mid, there were members of Fear that was laying a trap and enabled TLC to get push bot, and that second dragon has spawned. So it looks like this Hextech dragon going to go over uncontested, the TLC.
Well, let's see. Hold on. There's a TP there from Toasty mid lane.
Chad's topside.
Yeah, it's like, it is topside, but Teal kind of pulling back. Didn't actually commit
it's all
for
spotted.
All spotted, and Toasty taking a lot of damage there from Romer, and that's kind of what I was talking about when it comes to Akali into Hui. But it took a while for Keel to actually go on top of this dragon, which gives a little bit, just that extra couple of seconds here for Chad to not only take the grubs, but grubs, not the grubs, and maybe move around the map. But Jenkins, I like this play. Winning topside, so he's moving around and even calling up Romer, which then gives that time that was lost by Keel back to him onto the dragon.
Yeah, okay, so Chad got 2 grubs that guarantees that they can't get 5 or 6 for TLC, but I think TLC taking the 2 dragons, they're going to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
This is one where, again, like, you deny the grub stack, you have the dragons, you have a bit of a gold lead. We saw where the gold is at. It's in the hands of both of these soul laners that can run self-sufficient soul lanes. And again, I got to give them some props to TLC. I know that, you know, we hold our LCS affiliates to a higher standard, given that they have first pick of the litter when it comes to players, and not to mention there's sometimes more support staff behind them. TLC haven't been showing up so far this year, but I think TLC in the last couple of series have looked much improved. And this is a team where they need wins. They choked away game 1, if we're being honest, at the end. And good to see them bounce back as a team that really hasn't been quite playing together this split or this year. Able to find a win like this in a best of 3 would be huge for them moving forward.
You're jumping the gun, though. This game is far from over.
I know, they got to beat the Grim Reaper.
We're only 13 minutes in, Cubby. Come on. We've seen how this series has been so far.
That's true.
This one's probably one of the cleaner from both our teams, playing a little bit more patiently. Romer, Fashion, and they're just getting a little bit more poke. Both teams, I think, because we are in game 3, there's so much on the line. TLC, as you talked about, being a team, there is a lot of pressure also for playing with the Challengers team, because you're expected to be that team, one of the teams that's competing for the top. You're not a team that people would go, hey, yeah, it's understandable they're at the bottom. No. Everyone looks at you as being like the upper echelon of the Challengers League, so finding yourself at 1-4 here, up against a team like Fear that has been really scrapping it all over the place. You gotta take this win now so you can start soaring up the standings.
TLC, I mean, again, a roster that we had expectations for. I had these guys ranked 2nd coming into my season. So far, definitely has not been the case, but still time to at least bounce back. I mean, keep in mind, last year, TLC, they were the 9th seed in spring with APA in that roster. They ended up taking top 4 in the first playoffs, and then were the best team that we had in the regular season for summer. So it was a team that really scaled, of course, to different staff, different players, but continuing the legacy of this org, who have really found a lot of success ever since Spawn joined in terms of developing this team and having players, you know, impact the LCS roster. I think it's been a good top-down approach from TLC. We'll see they can bounce back and continue. So far, this game 3 has been a very good look for them as they're making it look easy peasy. Jenkins with a red buff, getting some harass down on the Phillip. That's rather nice for the Gnar. He already has that Trinity Force finish.
2,000 gold as well. 2 dragons up of Fear. They're still kind of playing a little bit patiently here. And the problem with playing patiently against a Senate comp is it's a Senate comp. Doesn't matter if it has the Lee Sin. Doesn't matter if it has, you know, a Gnar as well. They're Senna. They want to scale.
Yes.
They want to wait for the game to get to the mid game, to the late game. And then you're just never going to kill them. They're going to outrange you. They're going to heal up forever.
Yeah.
For Fear, I'm kind of wondering, when's the time coming? When is the time to actually make a play?
That's a good question. I think they might be waiting for Hwei to pick up a second item. As the Seraph's Rush, I will say, is very safe from Toasty. Usually, when I see Hwei's, it is first item Luden's Companion, or maybe a Malignance, just to make sure your ult pops or you get more ults. I think Luden's has definitely been what most players have been opting towards.
What did you say?
Later on. Luden's Companion, isn't that it?
No, but the second item.
Malignance.
Chat, did he say Malignance?
I thought
I feel
so.
like he said Malignance.
Wow, I mean, the last game together, Matt Magical, you just gotta squeeze in a chance to bully me again? I will say I did miss that. Okay, I appreciate that.
Always, Cubby.
I appreciate that, Matt Magical. That's good. You can see
Right,
Jenkins kind of cute there,
yeah.
throwing the rock into the wall to proc Trinity Force a little bit more. He gets to pick it up, too.
He's just bullying that top lane. Look at the difference in CS.
Yeah.
For the turret as well, mid lane. Good Fear, trying to dash back in, but Romer had already gotten himself that rocket pelt, so he was quite safe here.
Senna neutralizes everything, and same with, you know, you get the champ that gets, it can farm or not, gets fed either way. The Blood Song's completed, which I think is the big spike for Senna.
Yes.
You have infinite scaling range. You have a global that heals and shields and does damage. You have CC, and then you can go invulnerable within 250 range. It's a very balanced champion, and I love it very much in this game. This kit's not overloaded at all, I swear to God.
No.
No, not at all. It's perfectly balanced.
As all things should be, right?
Yeah.
Wait, the wrong thing. Hold on. We got this game right now, because we have everyone actually stacked here. The pull in on a dash, looking for the kick back, but it was only the kick into the team. With the curtain call open up on the other side. Poke looking from Lens. Does get one. Almost. Now he does find the snipe. On to Kim down with the all out on a Jenkins denying the door, but they get the trade of support. Dashing back in. Romer taking down Chad, but Philip now going to be the target underneath the turret. And the boulder to the face takes him out.
I mean, it was a great angle to start the fight from Lens, but Fear, they end up falling in the back half because the soul laners are so fed from TLC, and this is really the point of the game where they're strong. Gnar, Akali, one item, very powerful champions. I think it was a close fight overall from Fear, but TLC, in the end, they're the ones that end up pushing their wallets around, and Jenkins played that fight really well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
At first, I thought that Philip actually got him out of there. Like, I thought he got denied the Mega Gnar. And this is a
good
great
start.
snipe here. It's a great start. Like you said, the problem is Jenkins. Just watch this.
Yeah, I mean, that
Mega
is
Gnarl.
massive from Jenkins. Yes, he gets pulled out, but he is still able to flash over, locks down Chad. Romer comes to follow as well. Love to see Romer playing off of his other solo laner like that. Jenkins, that's a beautiful fight from his Gnar. I think really important because that opener for Fear was decent. I mean, it was a really big ult from Toast. He ended up finding a couple. Lens, of course, the snipes in the back half get a kill, but he wasn't able to participate in the rest of the fight because of where it was taking place. Jenkins making sure the rest of the fight went his way, so he dominated that one in the Gnar.
So they got a kill, which is great, but now they've lost complete control of the river, even though the anchor did go wide. After taking a lot of damage there. Jenkins about to go Mega again, and he already has the Mega Gnar ult, throws the boulder, does not get the slow, though. Fear barely skirting danger yet again, with a lot of these big ults about to come off cooldown. Fear, if you want to stick around, I don't know.
There is an angle. Jenkins will be mini. So there is a small angle for them to try and look.
Looking for the damage onto Romer. And no snipe there. Not actually able to hit the paint there. Instead, it's Daption trying to eat up a little bit of this damage. But as you've talked about before, Maokai, he's not very tanky when it doesn't have armor. Romer went into the back line and gets a lot of damage on Chad, trying to see if they can take him out, but he goes up the wall. Perfect execution from Romer with the kill on a Maokai. Toasty only chipping at the health bars here. TLC, the flash is in. They got the root onto Philip as well. The pull back in onto Hwei. Hwei's gone. They're not getting out of this one. Snipe there. This time it's Spawn. Even if you open up the curtain call, you gotta find somebody. Body block from him down. Fourth crit, shielded up and healed right back up by Spawn.
And TLC playing all these melees that can just continuously push forward with a Senna to boot behind them. The health bars are topped off. These soul laners are empowered to keep pushing into Fear, and Fear don't have a way to deal with it.
Not one bit in this game is really snowballing out of control. It's gone from tiny little pebble to quite the avalanche now, with the third dragon picked up by TLC. Shy of the 20-minute mark, 5,000 gold as well. You're not at that second item spot for Toasty yet, but you were waiting for if you were Fear.
I gotta say, for Romer, he played his first Akali game on stage last week against Supernova. It didn't. It was I think a decent game from him. I don't think it went TLC's way, but I love seeing how aggressive he's been the last two fights as Akali. There isn't a ton of like point and click CC that can really destroy Akali in these fights outside of the Maokai. Adaption's been distracted, and I think Romer, the takes that he's had, I mean, he just completely singled out and eliminated Chad in that fight. He's now Fear relegated to trying to find picks. And
what else
relegated
to
the mini Krugs, yeah.
It's what you're hoping for. You're like, okay, maybe if we get this kill, that's shutdown gold off Romer. But look at how this is just snowballed out of control. The two big dips there that TLC have now got control over. Those two fights, both around the dragon. Now Philip barely escaping danger. This Gnar is mighty big here. 3-0-3 for Jenkins.
I think the big thing, too, for the two soul laners at TLC right now, look at this. 2 items done on the Gnar. Same with Romer.
Yep.
No one else has 2 items done in the game. So these two, again, I mean, they're really far ahead. And that Black Cleaver is going to really help melt through the armor, especially the top side. Of course, it's not... Graves doesn't have armor in his inventory, but he will get some off of that grit passive that he has on the E. So another instance where Jenkins is feeling really good this game as the Gnar. And I think TLC, like their whole plan, you can't really take Baron quickly with Senecomp. You have to really bide your time. It's a healthy Baron, but it's a very slow one. All they need is the dragon, and they're just waiting for the dragon.
And neither can Fear, though. That's the big thing. It's not like Fear can take the Baron very quickly either. So, as you said, you're playing for the dragons, and you don't even have to worry about Fear then immediately trying to go for the trade, right? You're not trading Soul for Baron, because if you go for the Soul and Fear try to go for the Baron, it's going to take him ages to actually kill it.
Well, Fear need to... Honestly, Fear do need to summon the Grim Reaper at this point, as we have talked so much about how Fear are 3-1 in their game 3s. They seem to embrace the pressure. But TLC, they're the ones that have had the better execution of their draft so far. Because the Son of Nautilus has really thrown them a curveball. And again, I want to see more teams picking up Son of Naught. I think that the results you're getting in LCK are absolutely undeniable. This isn't the hardest thing to execute. I mean, everyone is used to playing Nautilus. It's just that this Nautilus is tanky. Nautilus makes teams like comps so straightforward to play. And I really want to see more teams adapting it. I think it's so strong.
Uh-oh. Hello, Keel. Goes for the kick. Kicks him the wrong way, though, but gets the lockdown on adaption. But Keel takes a lot of damage there. Snipe trying to sneak that through again. Can he get it? But it's not fine, the sneak, and it's instead Chad and then Daption. Both fall into the power here for the solo lane of TLC. And Philip, hello, where'd you come from? Goes for the all-out, pulls back in. Romer shut down. That could be big here, getting a little bit of damage. They've already used so much, though, out of Fear, and they got to be careful. Keel on the other side, but look at how much Toasty is doing. They do trade Philip for the flash coming in from Jenkins, but he's mini. Lance cannot kite back, unfortunately, it's TLC again. Slamming down the door on Fear.
I respect Philip trying to turn that one around. Again, it was an okay start, because I think that Keel's actually going from Maokai here. I don't know if Keel wanted to take Lens. Daption to go invulnerable when he twisted Vance over. Okay. Yeah, no, he wanted Lens. He just kicked Lens a really weird way. He went behind the wall instead of like in a spot where Nautilus can chain, and Keel gets really low from that. But Chad flashes in, he doesn't get Keel, and he gives his life away. So now it's still a pretty even fight. The turn is good, though. I think this angle from Philip was really good. Romer tries to flash away, but yeah, it's Cassante ult for you. It's a little goofy. He pulls him right back in, and Philip keeps hunting. They find Kim, but Kill gets back in the fight. He's kind of healthy. He was taking the Raptors to heal on up, and everyone melts. And Jenkins, he sees a Jhin. He's a mini Gnar, and you out DPS that. You just flash forward and go. Jenkins knew that by a long shot. He's got the side of the boot to help him out yet again. And TLC wiped the fight.
Wipe the fight, and they get control of pretty much the entirety of this river.
Dragon's the key. Dragon spawns in 20 seconds. TLC, if they get this, it is Mountain Soul, and that's certainly Doomsday against the Lethality Jhin.
Already getting that third item. It's going to be Jenkins, the first one there with the Wit's End. Even harder to kill this time. It's Toasty who's going to be difficult to actually get through him. Philip wants these angles. They know they cannot let a Mountain Dragon, of all things, go over to TLC.
I mean, honestly, with this game, TLC is looking for like a 3-0 in this series. Given how game 1 went, Oh, I mean, still a great bounce back for TLC. They can really build a lot of confidence off of this, so they are able to turn it into a win. As they see 4 right now. Romer, he's waiting on the boot.
Oh, they spotted him out. They tried to go in before he gets there, but Romer's there, and he flips himself right onto Philip to pick up the kill, and he's waiting. He knows that he's got so much, and he goes for the perfect execution. Toasty barely surviving. Shuriken flip does somehow get a lot of damage on Romer, but he goes right back to Chad. They're out of here, dominating Jenkins, and the entire split fight. Fear are the ones now. Fear and the Grim Reaper, brought to you by Team Liquid Honda.
That is a Mountain Soul, a clean fight from TLC as they're looking to put the finishing touches on a series that started with an oopsie and is ending with a huge confidence builder for them. I really feel like TLC have come together a lot in the last 2 weeks. Their series against Supernova was respectable. This one is damn good from Fear as they overcome really themselves in this. That's kind of been the story of the season. Like, this is a roster where we had expectations. There is talent on this team. They just haven't been able to play together as a squad, and this has been great looks from them as a squad, as the direction they've had from the set of Nautilus, just setting things up, making things easy. The Soul Waiters kill set them up for success, and they're cashing them in tenfold. I mean, look at this angle from Romer. He just destroys this fight. Jenkins already set it up nicely, but Romer, he's chunking men's out. He's able to get on the Toasty, waits for his cooldowns to get back. Chad catches the backflip to save Toasty, which is a decent play, but it does subjugate himself to go visit the Grim Reaper. As Jenkins just able to clean up the rest on the back half. Kilo getting involved there too. A really, really good look for TLC in this game. And again, they need the confidence boost going throughout this season to really try and make it so that they can make playoffs and be competitive in there. And this is a series where you can start building that confidence off of, where it's not like, oh, it was a good 1-2. Like, we're close to being there. No, this is the TLC that is showing up. The one that I wanted to see all split. Good to see them making an appearance today.
It's also the bouncing back from that first game. That's a big thing for me.
Yeah, that's tough.
Because a game like that, most players, anybody really, in that scenario.
I was tilted watching that. I was tilted. I hated that game. I don't want to review that game on stream. I was disgusted by how that ended.
Cubby, but that's the thing, and that's what I like about TLC here. Bouncing back from that. Then, all right, at first there was that one play initially where Keel died at level 2 to Chad. But they bounced back into it. They got their mental reset. They take game 2 pretty convincingly. And here in game 3, they're almost 10K up here against Fear, the team that wins in game 3s. And they're the ones looking to topple some more structures and put Fear into the grave.
Grim Reapers showed up on the wrong side this time around. TLC, again, this is something that TLC really needed in their season in this split. Start making their way up the standings. This is a team that I feel like still has a lot of respect from their peers with like what they can do. I mean, again, it's not like this team doesn't have talent. They do. They had first pick of the litter, and I think picked themselves a pretty decent team. Thinking of the splits that Keel and Spawn had last year, Kim Down showed so much improvement. Jenkins has always been rock solid in the top lane, and was our rank 1 player, very high ranked in solo queue both last year and early this split. But they just, again, hadn't really put it together. Hadn't looked like it was a team where they were playing on the same page, had a lot of different ideas of how to play the game, and at least with this comp and today, I feel like TLC again have put up 3 really good games and a couple of really nice drafts, especially I think in games 2 and 3 to set them up for success.
They are really all firing on every cylinder. They're working so well together. This seems like the cohesive team that we were asking, where is it? Where is this TLC that we were all promised to, as like you said at the beginning of the year, during the preseason? This is the team we wanted to see, especially going up against a team like Cincinnati Fear, a team who has only lost once in game 3. They've gone to game 3 every single series and only dropped it to another Challengers team. Looked like it might happen a second time.
That's a nice chain there.
A lot of damage on a Jenkins, flashing away from one of the curtain columns, but takes the third one to the face. That's a good shutdown for Fear, but there's still a lot of room to go.
That's well played by Philip, and then syncing up as they can at least get the big shutdown onto the Gnar, who had not died until that point for Jenkins. Now TLC, I mean, it's 2 minutes and change until Elder spawns. You got to imagine they can kind of keep Fear relegated to their side of the map at the least. If you are TLC, I think it's just all about the clean setup and making sure that they set up a front to back with Senna. Senna is really the linchpin of all this. If Senna's involved, I mean, the support that Senna can provide to these melees in terms of the Blood Song, the healing, the CC, and the global ult, it really empowers the rest of TLC to keep on pushing forward. So I think if Fear can find any way to eliminate that, it's big, but kill Kim down. Goodbye, Lens.
You're just out of here. You flashed over the wall,
no.
but guess who's there? It's Kim down. You got no escape.
Yeah, Lens, he might need to clean his lenses after that flash. I don't think he saw Kimmy behind him, as Kim was like, thank you very much. We'll catch you and take that flash with us to the Death Chamber. That's not available now for Elder as TLC. The push resumes as mid inhibitor turret is at half, and TLC trying to take that more.
Forced to use collateral damage from Chad just to try to thin the wave the best they could, but there's just so much poke, so much damage. They kick Dashin so far away from the team while Phil tries to drag back in Romer. He just goes golden, and he is the golden boy right now for TLC. Dashing back, inhibitor will fall. Even if nobody died in that fight for Cincinnati Fear, what TLC wanted was just to open the base.
I will say, frankly, I think that Fear getting out there is pretty good. I think TLC, they're going to have all their tools available still. They didn't burn any flashes. They just burned ults. Spawn is the only ult that won't be back up, and that'll hurt a little bit. But well played from Fear to at least get out of that with no more blood, as that could have been game, and things were looking a bit scary. As Toasty, he's going to port back out on the map and try and get this at least mid lane set up. Romer's pushing top. He's got TP himself. He's going to base and come back. And it's all about an Elder flip. We'll see if Fear can take this one. I think this is really the only chance they can win this game.
Try to clear out the wave here in mid, maybe take down the turret. Heal is there. That's going to be the TP behind. Romer has been so good in this game. Shuriken flips away. They all know he's there.
I don't love that one.
Is behind them.
Yeah, I still really don't love that. I know that, like, Fear, they're trying to carve out a little bit of a pocket for them to play in. I would have preferred to see Romer actually fix that bot wave and then rotate over.
Hold on,
here we go.
Still didn't give any respect there to Romer as he is now on this backline. Flash in for Fear. They do Rotom in place for a long time, but they give the kill away as Philip is going to be the next casualty. Killing spree for Romer, and everyone now dashing. They are rooted, but it doesn't matter. TLC, they got rid of 2 members, and they are right towards the Elder.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't love that setup from TLC. Like, I think Romer, like, kind of blew all of his cooldowns a tad early. I think the engage was good, but he could have waited a little bit for R2. Well, there was a chance that Romer could have died once he caught the ultimate from the way, but TLC a bit too far ahead, and this game is a bit too far gone for Fear. As Jenkins
Chad wanted to go for the Elder flip there. He wanted to get into the pit, but Jenkins, even if he died once, he's still very fed. And the pullback on the Dashin continue to make this Gnar gargantuan.
Well played, TLC. Again, I think this game is a huge confidence boost for this team. I know that they've been a bit down about their performances, looking to really put things together. I know from talking with Kim down last week, you know, even in the Supernova series, like beforehand, they're like, hey, like we did find like their first win. They took the series against AoE. They're like, we can at least build off this. We can get some confidence going. Supernova, that series was close. This is really them pushing past that barrier and making sure that they can find wins. I think that everyone from TLC is... if our criticism is like, hey, they haven't been playing as a squad, this squad has done a much better job of playing together in this series today, and even overcoming some hardships after that game 1. So a lot of positives.
A lot of positives, and now with all 5 of them having a Baron, and guess who has a Magi stacked up there?
Ooh, Romer. He's getting some reading done.
Yeah, he is. He is well educated here.
16 ain't bad.
And I don't really know. Like, okay, it's 13, almost 14K. Mountain Soul, Elder, Baron, DLC. This game is looking locked and loaded. Of course, it ain't over until you finish off the Nexus. We learned that from game 1.
I mean, I feel like the it ain't over until the fat lady sings. The Elder Drake is kind of the fat lady, and it breathes fire. So I think this one's looking pretty wrapped here. TLC can push this one.
Let's see right now. They are at the next turret, and TLC play a lot more cautiously this time around. They're not risking anything. They're waiting for those minions to start corralling in. Open up the curtain call, but Romer wanted to scare off the curtain call the best he could as the wave does get thinned a little bit. The TLC with the pullback in on adaption, and guess who's not taking? It's that tree, easily cut down to cinders with a nice pick there on Romer. Shut down, getting rid of some of the chapters there. Well, Keel, where are you? Nah, this can't happen again. Not again, Cubby, as these are shutdowns being picked up by Fear.
Well, You know, Roamer went a little bit too hard, and sometimes that happens as he got picked, a little caught, and Fear survives, and we get to keep on talking about this game. Only concern is that Jhin does have an IE, and I will say that Jhin at this point of the game with Wei does hit quite hard.
Yes.
And isn't as vulnerable to the range advantage that Senna usually has as you are Jhin. You have a couple skill shots that are extremely long range at your disposal, so that's the cope for Cincy Fear. If you do call the Grim Reaper again, and if TLC dropped this best of 3, I'm gonna be honest, I might want to jump out the window that I have behind me. It's only a 1-story building, so I'd be fine. I'm on the ground floor, but still, I might want to send it through that window. If TLC dropped this, I am going to be. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. Okay. Magical. It cannot happen.
If they drop this,
no, it cannot happen.
If they drop this, okay, we're laying out some rules here. If they drop this,
the Hades is real.
You have to tweet out whatever Cincinnati Fear wants you to.
That's fine. That's totally cool.
Whatever. So Cincinnati Fear, you hear that? If Fear wins this game, you get to choose whatever Cubby gets to send in a tweet.
I like that.
There we go. Perfect. There we go. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. Because even with that play, it's still 12K almost. It's kind of going back down to about 11.5K. With only this one inhibitor turret standing in the bot lane and an exposed inhibitor in mid lane that is easily getting taken by Jenkins, who's level 18. DLC, they can just play patiently, wait to get more minions to start crashing into these objectives and into these structures.
Still up, though. He's going to go on the Kim, who does have a nice blocker, but Kim at least taking some poke from the way, which is significant. Roamer going to clean off the mid inhibitor.
And guess what? Jenkins got a nice wave there in the top lane, and gets a little bit of damage there onto the Nexus turrets. It's just all about rinse and repeat here for TLC. Play this one cautiously, play this one passively. Because you have all the time in the world to play. You have about 2 minutes until either of these objectives is going to be up.
A Mountain Soul and a Senna. This game is unlosable.
He says that. He says this now.
I do. It is.
Let's see. Hold on. Like I said, this game ain't over till it's over. It's Chad trying to fight against Jenkins. Taking a lot of damage, though. Jenkins chasing him down. Forcing out. Hex Drinker doesn't really help out Chad. They do scare off Jenkins, at least in this top lane, but he's just waiting for the minions yet again.
And he's got a Stride Breaker. He can afford to ult whenever Mega pops at this point, as he will have ult available every time he pops Mega. Perks of being late game Gnar.
Alright, well, another few minutes bought here by Cincinnati Fear. As it is going to be some resets for TLC, trying to get some of these big item spikes.
Sometimes to, signal it's really over, you need the second fat lady to sing too. And that's why we have another Elder Dragon spawning.
That's called an opera at that point.
Well, I mean, you could argue that League of Legends is an opera. I think that'd be pretty sick for the lore. Jhin likes an opera.
Yeah, he does. And, actually, maybe that's what they should do for the next World Songs.
I feel like Quay, he's kind of archetype that would probably like the opera as a painter.
Yeah, isn't there something lore related between Hui and Jhin?
I don't know, man. That's lore's right now is a touchy subject anyway. So we're gonna stick to the Elder Dragon spawning.
All right, well, 15 seconds until that is up. You already see that TLC are well ahead of that one. Even if they haven't got all the vision control, look at some of those wards placed behind Fear here.
Yeah.
Like, they've been slowly pushing their wards up. There are some deep TP wards that can be utilized by Jenkins, while Philip is matching him on the side lane.
Toasty is channeling a base. They do find Roamer here. That's big. They're going to go on Roamer.
Oh, but just try to get rid of the spell shield. Did a little bit of damage. They chase him down, but look at how much Roamer does. The shield too. Flash in from Chad, looking for Roamer, but he just goes golden spiraling despair. It is only the despair of Roamer as he finally falls to land.
Smite's
while
gone.
The Elder has been taken. It is down almost 25. Chad needs to get to the pit, but he is so low. Can he steal it? We've seen one steal today. Gonna go for it. Does not get it against Keel, and everyone out will fall. Burning down. The Grim Reaper has spoken.
TP.
It is Fear that will fall. They tried valiantly. They hoped that he would side with them in another game, even if they get the kill on the keel. The TPs come in. Nexus turrets are about to fall, but Jenkins going in for all out. Comes in from Philip.
Hold on.
Toasty gets executed by the Elder Dragon. Him down, and Jenkins on the Nexus.
Jin's spacing.
Philip tries to get back there, but look
This
at this.
isn't over.
Jin is still there. Can they
This
fight
isn't
back?
over.
Dashing again.
No.
Looking for Kim
not
to
again.
get unstoppable. And he gets a double kill. Shut down. It's happening all over again, Cubby.
TL, no! Oh, you can't do this to me, not again! Oh, TL! They just tried to push for the end. They can't do it, Lens. He's full build on the Jin. He's selling boots, getting another item. This Jin's really scary at this point of the game, and if Lens is on the map, TLC, they can't end. They keep on trying to ignore this champion. And TLC, they've had 2 Elder Dragons and a Mountain Soul, and they can't end the damn game, Mad Magical. That's going to be Baron going over to Fear.
Roamer has TP, and he has Lich
There's no
Bane.
ward. There's no ward. There's no
There's
ward.
no ward. Not with that attitude, Cubby. Not with that attitude.
My attitude is in the gutter right now, Mad Magical. I don't want to talk about attitude. It's bad. It's down horrendous.
Well, let's see. Can Keel get there in
Oh,
time?
not again. Oh.
We're going to the replay.
I mean, so Roamer is trying to keep Chad out of the pit. Keel does the kick flash to make sure that Chad dies. Chad gets taken down. This is all fine and dandy. But then on the back half, Kim Down is going to TP in, and Keel and Spawn are fighting to make sure that they can't base. But Lens, he has 2 traps. He one-taps Keel, and then Spawn, he's like trying to stop the recall, but he can't. And he burns Flash. He didn't have the root. So now everyone's dead. Lens is just walking back. There isn't enough damage on the Gnar or the Nautilus to take down the Nexus. And it can't go boom. And they survive a second Elder.
I can't believe
the
it.
Grim Reaper.
I can't believe it, Cubby.
The power of the Grim Reaper. It's real.
The Grim Reaper's back.
How is Fear even close to winning this series? If we're going to go game time where TL is ahead, that is in like the 90th percentile of TL being ahead in this series. And yet Fear is still playing the damn game. You got a chance.
My goodness. All right, there's an exposed Nexus.
Why, how is this close?
Again. There's an exposed Nexus again, Cubby. I don't care if the inhibitors are respawning. You have an Akali. You have Gnar. Both of them have TP.
This window on my story is not safe. That's all. It might be opened after this game. That's all I'm going to say, man. Magical. We're going to have to throw ourselves to Hades and just live in the world of the Grim Reaper. This game, I mean, Senna's at 127 stacks right now.
Yes.
Spawn has an absurd amount of range.
Yes.
I think what TLC needs to do is utilize
Kill Jin.
No, okay, well, yes, I would love to kill Jin. I think that's the right call. But utilize the next Baron to get them out of the base, and then try to execute on Jin there. I think that's the real one, because, like, I've seen enough where, like, in the base, you just can't get on Jin, you cannot end, and Jin does real damage at this point of the game. Like, Jin damage is actually real when you get IE.
All right. We are almost 43 minutes into this game, Cubby. It is still, it's about 8,000 gold favoring TLC, and they have a Mountain Soul.
Well,
that's all I need to say.
I mean, will we have... I mean, is Fear going to just take their soul? I feel like if Fear wins this series, that is a soul crushing.
Oh, no. Look at this. There's a control ward back there. Yeah. They just pinged it out. They realized that there could be the TP in from Roamer and from Jenkins. Roamer's looking for the back door. He wanted to try to sneak his way in there, commit robbery here against Fear. They have now noticed it. They've realized that there is the control ward in some of these deep wards that they could have been TP'd by TLC.
Fear going to have to respect it. They do still have an open in the hibs. They understand that anyone can backdoor. And as you said earlier, Roamer does have Lich Bane, so...
It'll go very fast if he's on top of it, but
oh my god.
Almost everyone is level 18. The only ones that aren't are Spawn and Daption at this point.
I think we're going to get... Do we get 4 Elder Dragons this game? That's the real question. Wait, Jenkins is still not spotted. He will be spotted on this wave. If Chad and Daption spot this out, this is kind of... Oh, do they cancel?
Do they cancel?
They canceled.
They canceled. Oh, now they're spotted out.
Lens is coming.
Looking for Jenkins. He's about to go Mega, though. They got to be careful because he can jump in. He's rooted in place for a long time, waiting for the Gnar ult. Who does he want to tag? But it's going to twist in advance. They've got a lot of damage on to Gnar. Curtain call opened wide. Not getting the snipe, though. Jenkins getting out. And look at the base. They got Roamer in there. here.
Where
TLC
are we at?
have 4 members into the base. They might get the kill onto Jenkins, but is it going to matter?
Jenkins is
If you're
stalling.
all getting the cancel, the recall, you can't get there. Toadsie, spiraling despair does nothing. TLC
Thank God.
will say no to the Grim Reaper today, and they will take down Fear.
Thank God TLC won that. That was gonna. Okay, thank God. I can restore faith. TLC, congrats. You know, I feel like I said this the other day on my VOD review in Challengers. I've seen some other teams fail to boom the Nexus. I think we got to start playing scrims out till the end. I've seen too many Nexus pushes go to the wayside. We got to start figuring out when we can end the game and when we cannot. TLC, they were able to end it and end the series. Thank God. That was... I was going to lose my mind that game in that series. If TLC somehow lost that series and they're ahead in gold, like for 90% of it as a whole, props to Fear for coming up with some creative ways to play that one out. Props to TLC for bringing that back through a couple mental hula hoops to make sure that they could actually find the series win. As they get the 2-0, they put the win at the scoreboard. They deny the Grim Reaper curse. And we are in a case where, you know, TLC can start making their way up the standings and actually start to really punch with the weight class we expected them to be in coming into this season.
And with that, what a game! You know what? That is a typical Mad Magical kind of game. I will say for sure, 2-1 for TLC. We'll toss it to a break. We'll have an interview on the other side.
It's all that matters.
We'll see you in just a little bit.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long. Or a churro, and probably not a pretzel either. They also said, under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. To which we said, but we already made them. And they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
Hello, hello, welcome back in. We're here for the Rally Cry post-game interview, and we have Spawn, the marksman for Team Liquid Honda Challenger. And oh boy, that was a serious Spawn. You wanna walk us through that last game a little bit? The last couple minutes of like what was going on with the team.
I mean,
what were the comms like? Was everyone just screaming at each other, just like go 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 go?
not really. Like we try to stay calm for the most part, right? It's really hard. I think it's important for us to stay calm so we're not confusing Roamer, because I mean he's really good, but we cannot be confusing him. You know, we want him to have a good game too. So we're just trying to play 3 lanes, like wait for Elder. We did that like 3 times. I don't know, 2 times Elder, 3 times. So some mistakes, but I mean a win is a win.
A win's a win, and you know that's one that you guys needed. And I gotta say, bouncing back from that game 1 where you guys kind of snatched defeat from the hands of victory to end up with a 2-1 series score, that's a great bounce back for you guys. Something you guys can build a lot of confidence off of. I know I talked to Kim down last week, and he felt like after your series win against AoE, like you guys were kind of building some confidence, showing that your process worked. I personally think you guys have looked a lot better against Supernova and today against Fear too, as you guys found the wins. What's like been going better for you guys in practice? Like, what do you feel like the team's been figuring out as you kind of move throughout this season, and as you guys have like visibly started to level up your play?
I think scrims for the most part we've been good. You know, I think it's just transitioning it. I think the biggest thing is like our team environment's good. Like we're not booming, even though we're losing like these crazy games, and we know we're like good players. So I think it's mostly like we still have trust in each other, and yeah, we're just getting better because we can kind of talk to each other about the game. Yeah.
And so, you know, let's kind of like almost split up the season so far. Like, not this week and last week. Compare that to the first couple of weeks so far for you guys. Like, how would you say things have changed in the team dynamic so far?
Honestly, I don't really know. I think we're just playing objectives better now. Like, we're more on the same page on stage. We're not as rushed, you know, to go do something and it backfires and the whole game's over. I think we're kind of, you know, step by step, the basics, and yeah, probably that.
Yeah, I know that, like, from watching some of the early tape, again, like, I would agree, like, you guys were playing early game comps and sometimes forcing a little bit too much early, and that makes games really hard moving on. Some clean early games in this one where you guys found a lot of leads.
Yeah.
You know, Spawn, I know that, like, we haven't talked to you yet this year, but you were on Team Fish Taco, which was ultimately, like, surprisingly relegated. I thought that you played pretty well last split, and you ended up landing on TLC. Like, what was that process for you like this offseason? You know, like, what went into you wanting to continue to compete at this level? I know that things have changed a lot for players. Like, you aren't in LA anymore. Things are remote now. But, like, what kind of is, like, your motivation and drive to continue going?
Honestly, like, I still think I'm good. Like, I was confident in my play. I was thinking, like, am I still good, you know, after LCS and then Fish Taco, we came last, relegated, you know. But you know, I was like, I'll just play solo queue, see if I'm still good, you know. I felt good. I think the off season, I did a lot of tryouts, and I played like a lot of solo queue. And yeah, I think like just gained my confidence back. And I think Mash saw that I was like kind of smurfing, or he saw that I still got it. So yeah, happy for that.
We're glad to see you back here in the Challengers League. So before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give before we let you celebrate a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to my friends and family that are watching. They always support me, so thank you to them. And I mean, thank you TL and all their sponsors.
All right, well, thank you, Spawn, for joining us. We have one more series left today, so we're going to get to this break so we can watch our last one between Supernova and AoE. Make sure you stay tuned.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long. Or a churro, and probably not a pretzel either. They also said, under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. To which we said, but we already made them. And they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
Welcome to the 2024 spring split of the LCS Challengers League. This spring will feature 10 teams competing in a single round-robin best-of-3 format, and for the first time ever, we'll be implementing Fearless Drafts. If you're not familiar, Fearless Draft adds a new twist to pick and ban. Once a champion is picked by a team in the series, it cannot be picked by them again. So if Team A drafts Teemo in Game 1, they cannot play Teemo for the rest of the series. Team B could pick Teemo in Game 2, but then wouldn't be able to play him in Game 3. And like LCS, all games will be played on the live patch, so you can take what you see from the games and try them out on your own. The top 8 teams from our regular season advance to the NACL playoffs, which will feature a double elimination bracket with a mix of best-of-3 and best-of-5 matches. Alongside the NACL are 2 qualifier tournaments, which will also feature Fearless Drafts on the live patch. The bottom 2 teams from the NACL regular season will compete against the top 4 teams from the qualifiers in a promotion tournament, battling in a double elimination bracket to qualify into the NACL in summer 2024. All LCS Challengers League games and coverage will be available on twitch.tv/LCS_challengers, with matches starting right after the LCS. And as a reminder, with team revenue shares, every sub in Twitch Prime directly supports the teams and players. Another split of Challengers League begins right now, and we can't wait to see you there.
I think TLC will win. We'll have no issues at all.
Probably FlyQuest. I hold a lot of respect for a lot of their players, so probably the favorite to win.
Can I say myself? Yeah, I think FlyQuest is the favorite to win the split.
Area of Effect Gaming. I think they're individually just so cracked that it doesn't matter who they're up against.
Well, that would be my team, because it's my team. I mean, who roots against themselves, you know? Us or FlyQuest, because I think we're the best 2 teams.
I'd say it's probably FlyQuest, or ourselves. I can't ever count myself out.
Yumi?
I don't know. Honestly, I'll just say Yumi.
That champ just is useless, and then whenever the champ is useful, the game kind of sucks, you know?
The community will have my back on that one. So yeah, just Yumi.
Well, this is embarrassing.
I think it's Zoe. She's just the mid lane champ that wins jungle matchups, and I also don't even really want it on my team, so I just say Zoe.
Zed. I hate Zed. They just farm with Q from far, and then they think they're good when they press R. I think if you're a Zed OTP and you can play Zed and you have the basic combos down, it shoots you up a whole tier at least.
I think I'll choose Zeri, kind of at the peak of Zeri Yuvi meta, and Zeri Lulu meta was kind of the bane of every top laner.
I want to dunk on Shochi. Yes. He's a good friend of mine and he's a good laner, and I want to dunk on him.
All of them, but in particular, every support player that exists, hands down. Just pick one.
Quad. So badly. So badly, actually. This guy has 87 LCK games. He just dropped 2 nukes in his most recent game. So if I can drop a nuke on that guy, then it's going to look good for me.
Messages on Lit. Give him a little reality check.
I'll just choose Dragoon. We're the 2 Darius players in NACL, and there's only space for one, I guess. I'll just say that.
I just want to be AoE because I think I'm friends with a lot of them, and it would just feel good, yeah. I would do full Fearless LCS, not even the NACL Fearless, both teams can't play the champ.
I don't know. I think it's in a good state right now. I'm liking the format and the games on the weekends.
Take the free money, I chill, and I listen to the people. You know, I'll be a good commissioner.
I'm adding Duo Q back to Masters, GM, and Challenger to revive the social aspect of this game. I have no idea, but I'm sure I would have the power to do that, so I'm going to.
I think I just throw everything out the window, honestly. Go full Fearless Draft in LCS or something. Yeah, just try and make some waves.
Not too much I can say without breaking some friendships. We'll see what happens.
Definitely makes you have to think a little bit differently. Obviously, the champs you just picked are not available anymore, so the next game has to be different.
It's interesting because you're still going to play the meta champs, and only if it goes to game 3 does it really feel like you have to pull something out of your pocket.
I've always had a pretty solid champion pool. I think that I kind of have more of an advantage.
The one weird thing of Fearless is maybe flex pick value is slightly lower than it used to be. For example, Karma's buffed. If you pick it support, you can't play it mid or top or whatever in the next games. It takes getting used to, but I think once people get used to it, it's good changes.
Fearless is cool. A couple of players that are just 2 tricks, 1 trick, so it makes them a bit out of their comfort zone. For me, I play every champ, so I don't care.
I really wish if it was Fearless, it would be both sides have the Fearless. You know, if one side picks a champ, both teams can't play it. But I think so far it's pretty decent.
For our first match, I meditated with JJ, our assistant coach, and Daption and Lens. I think that is going to be my new pre-game routine.
I always take some time to like step away, either like headphones completely off, like deafened, some meditation and like closing my eyes and like focusing.
My pre-game routine is definitely to eat like a really good breakfast, play a couple solo queue games before, and then kind of just relax for maybe 20-30 minutes before the match.
1 or 2 solo queue games into LOL dodge game, controlling a little character in like 2D screen where projectiles are flying at you. It's basically like gets your hands warm, and then like a lot of water.
Some teams, they have like workout in the morning. Some teams, they have like stretches before matches. Some teams, for example, in C9, we always walked for like an hour at home. So I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly. Play in the ARM or something. Usually the ARMs are the key to victory.
First thing is I'll eat. It can't be like too soon, but it also can't be like too far from your match, or else you might get like hungry towards the end of it. I take a cold shower, dunk my face in like ice water pretty much, warm my hands under like hot water or like warm water, and then finally I have like an energy drink. I like doing aim labs actually. Like there's a few like exercises in there that are good for league. I stick to that every single match.